Hi there and welcome to Juicy Celeb Talks. Jaguar Wright is back, and she's not holding back at all. Instead of just giving us a little bit of gossip, she's flipping over the entire teapot, spilling everything about Diddy and his alleged benefactors. Jaguar claims Diddy has been throwing his longtime supporters under the bus, and at the center of this chaos is none other than Clive Davis. Word on the street is that Diddy has been secretly leaking information to federal authorities, and now his inner circle is no longer safe. There's even rumored CCTV footage backing up these claims. Jaguar says she has the receipts and is ready to expose just how deep this scandal goes. Yes, you heard that right, things have officially gone down, and Diddy has just been picked up by federal authorities. But that's not the worst of it. Not only has he been arrested, but he's also reportedly dragging everyone down with him. If you thought Cassie's lawsuit was messy, well, that's nothing compared to what's happening now. Hollywood is shaking, and the feds have apparently been sitting on piles of evidence, waiting for the right moment to strike. And when they did, it caused pure chaos. Raids, arrests, and a lot of high-profile names are now being mentioned, including some of the biggest in the industry. To break it down, after Cassie's explosive lawsuit, things quickly spiraled out of control. At first, many thought Rodney Lil Bar Jones would steal the spotlight with his case, but no, the feds were just getting started. They stormed Diddy's mansion like it was something out of an action movie: 30 squad cars, SWAT teams, Bearcats, you name it. His house was crawling with law enforcement, and it wasn't just for show. People were being taken into custody left and right. And here's the kicker: they hit him with RICO charges. Yes, we're talking about serious criminal conspiracy charges, with Homeland Security also involved. Diddy's world isn't just crumbling, it's going up in flames. And let's not forget how he almost pulled a disappearing act right after the raid. Rumors spread that he had fled to the Caribbean, with his private jet spotted in Antigua. But nope, Diddy wasn't sipping pina coladas on some beach. It turns out they found him in Miami, looking stressed. But hold on, it gets crazier. Diddy wasn't trying to outrun the feds. He knew they were coming for him and had actually moved to New York just last week, supposedly ready to face the charges head-on. This is now being labeled as one of the biggest scandals since R. Kelly and Diddy. He's out here claiming it's all just a money grab and that people are trying to capitalize on his downfall. Now, he's trying to clean up his image, but things aren't looking good. This is the same man who ruled the late 90s and early 2000s with Bad Boy Entertainment, putting Biggie and Mary J. Blige on the map. And now he's facing allegations that could dismantle his entire legacy. Remember that club shooting back in 2001? Diddy managed to escape those charges, but this time, it's not just about gun charges. This investigation has been years in the making, spanning everything from sexual misconduct to human trafficking. Just when we thought things couldn't get any more chaotic, Diddy's rebranding efforts, like calling himself Love and dropping an album, seem like ancient history. He even named his daughter Love. But all of that changed when Cassie hit him with those explosive allegations, claiming he forced her into bizarre sexual encounters with other men and much more twisted behavior. Piece by piece, Diddy's empire is falling apart. He's selling off assets left and right: his stake in Revolt TV, his deli and tequila shares, and even schools are starting to distance themselves from his name. Oh, and that $61.5 million mansion in LA? Yeah, the one the feds raided? It's up for sale too. And here's the wild part: word on the street is that Diddy isn't planning to go down alone. People are saying he's been snitching, pointing fingers at other big names in the industry. We're talking about his so-called best friends, like Jay-Z. And don't even get us started on the rumors that he's taking Clive Davis down with him. It's shaping up to be a full-blown Hollywood scandal, and no one is safe. There's talk that Diddy is absolutely terrified of being locked up. And guess who he's throwing under the bus? None other than his old industry buddy, Clive Davis. They've been close for years, but now it seems like Diddy is saying, if I'm going down, everyone's coming with me. There's no such thing as loyalty when the feds come knocking. Clive Davis, who has been a huge name in the music business for decades, is now reportedly caught up in this mess too. And it's looking pretty ugly. The word is that Diddy's playing the snitch card hard. He's supposedly been giving up names left and right, trying to save his own skin by pointing the finger at some of the biggest names in the game. Clive Davis, a name that carries weight in this industry, is suddenly in the middle of this storm, thanks to Diddy. They go way back, but now it seems like Diddy's burning bridges just to keep himself out of prison. According to insiders, Diddy is being positioned as the fall guy, which is something that political commentator Candace Owens hinted at when she tweeted that the feds are using Diddy to cover for the real criminals at the top. She didn't hold back, claiming that the raid wasn't about finding evidence but about hiding it. So who's really pulling the strings here? Is Diddy just a pawn in a much bigger game, or is he guilty and trying to snitch his way out of trouble? One thing's for sure, this is only the beginning. But Diddy's no fool, and he's realizing very quickly that he's not going to be the only one taking the fall. This whole investigation is heating up, and it's not just about Diddy anymore. The federal authorities are digging deeper and pulling more names into the mix. Diddy is desperate to avoid spending the rest of his life behind bars, and when a person is cornered like a rat, they'll do whatever it takes to survive. And right now, Diddy is that rat. He's reportedly cutting a deal with the feds, and Clive Davis is on the list of people he's throwing under the bus. For those who don't know, Clive Davis has been a big shot in the music industry for years. Word on the street is that Diddy's been working with the federal authorities to save his own neck. If anyone knows where all the skeletons are buried, it's him. Diddy and Clive Davis go way back to the Uptown Records days. While Andre Harrell may have been running the show at Uptown, Clive Davis was the one signing the checks. So, when Diddy was fired from Uptown after that tragic incident at City College, where 9 people lost their lives, most thought his career was over. But they were wrong. Diddy had a plan, and he went straight to Clive, pitching him the idea for Bad Boy Records. In a surprising twist, Clive not only supported him but even pulled his financial backing from Uptown to support Diddy's new venture. So, how did Diddy manage to pull that off after such a public disaster? Well, according to insiders, it wasn't just about business. Some are saying that Diddy allegedly agreed to be Clive's friend with benefits in exchange for fame and power. Now what people do behind closed doors is their own business, but this isn't just about some hookups. Diddy and Clive were reportedly knee-deep in shady dealings for years. And let's not forget the whispers about Clive's involvement in Whitney Houston's death. Remember when Whitney died back in 2012, just before she was supposed to perform at Clive's pre-Grammy party? Rumors were swirling everywhere, saying Whitney had been acting really strange after meeting with Clive in the days leading up to her death. She was seen looking disheveled and sweating, and just 2 days before she was found face down in that bathtub, Whitney's passing rocked the industry. But even now, it still has people raising eyebrows, especially since Clive didn't even cancel the party. I mean, how do you keep a party going when your star just died upstairs? Clive claimed he kept the party going as a tribute to her, but people weren't buying it. Then, there were all the odd details in her investigation: bruises, cuts, defensive wounds. The coroner ruled it an accidental drowning mixed with heart disease and cocaine use. But some things just don't add up. Even Whitney's assistant and bodyguard said the scene was chaotic when they found her. It's got people wondering if Clive had a bigger role in her death than we'll ever know. You want to know what Clive Davis did for Whitney Houston? While he was busy trying to revive her career, people forgot that before she came to the United States, he sent her on a worldwide tour. And even while she was on that tour, she was still getting high. Not because Clive was happy about it, but because, at the end of the day, it was all about the money. Jaguar Wright has been screaming from the rooftops about this for years, calling out Diddy and Clive for being involved in all kinds of mess. And now, with Diddy supposedly snitching on Clive to save himself, things are about to get even uglier. Clive may have been Diddy's mentor, but when the feds are involved, loyalty goes out the window. Diddy is facing some serious time, and if flipping on Clive means shaving years off his sentence, you better believe he's going to do it. And let's not forget about the grooming situation. Jaguar has been saying for a while now that Clive groomed Diddy in much the same way that Andre Harrell supposedly groomed Diddy back in the day. Shoot, I'm telling you, I don't know what went down between Andre and Clive. What I do know is that Andre ended up getting pushed out. How do you go from being the president of Uptown to losing your entire company to your protege? Diddy started as an intern, going to meetings in Washington, D.C., and then climbed his way to the top of Uptown. If there's one thing Sean Diddy Combs knows, it's how to play the game of power and control. Diddy's rise to the top wasn't just about talent. There were a lot of dirty dealings happening behind the scenes. He shot his shot and aimed for the stars, and now his focus is entirely on self-preservation. But make no mistake, Diddy is a narcissist who craves power, and he learned from the best, Andrew and Clive. Now, it looks like Diddy went behind Andre's back to cozy up to Clive, becoming his #1 friend with benefits and getting all the support he needed to launch Bad Boy Records. And it worked. Diddy became a mogul in the music game. But at what cost? With all of this now coming to light, Clive is in serious trouble. If Diddy flips and hands over all the dirt he has on Clive, it could unravel everything. And you know the feds love a good conspiracy case. This isn't just about legality anymore, it's about power and control. Clive has been pulling strings in the music industry for decades, and Diddy has the inside scoop on all of it. Fans are already saying that finally, justice may be served. Even though Diddy wasn't a minor, many believe he was groomed into this behavior to get what he wanted in life. As more and more dirt comes out, one thing is clear: this mess is far from over. We're going to see a lot more scandals unravel, and you better believe this is just the tip of the iceberg. So, get your popcorn ready, because things are about to get real wild, real fast. So, what do you think? Will Diddy continue to spill the tea to save himself, or is he going to take the fall like a real one? And what about Clive? Shouldn't he be worried right now? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and stay tuned for more tea, because trust me, this drama is far from finished.